Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we take our very first look at the Tier 5 Russian destroyer, the Gnevny. So, let's take a look. We're running Vladimir Trubetskoy. We have Eric Bay, Jersey Swirsky. We are running Observant Rage. Look at me now. I changed off of Twist and Track so that I get the extra fire chance, so I'm actually playing with fire this time. But I'll be going back to Twist and Track. Anyway, that's the commander build. Let's look at the actual ship. We are fully upgraded. We're using Aiming Systems Mod 1 and Propulsion Mod. And loadout. We are running the Community Contributor flag and camo. We have 14,100 hit points. We have 4 130mm guns that reach out to 11.6 kilometers, even though it's actually more than that when you have, in this, I'll show you. Should have just left it on. I'll be real honest, guys. I am not happy about this. Like, this ship has been a giant pain in my butt all day. It's just, I hate these stupid lines. This entire line sucks. I don't want anything to do with it. But I'm here for you guys. So I know you guys won't watch it anyway. There's been a freaking nobody wants to watch this line, which is why I didn't want to play it. Because not only do I not enjoy it, but you guys don't enjoy it. But either way. 12.1 kilometer firing range with a 4.6 second reload, 180 degree turn time of 30 seconds, which is horrendous for no reason whatsoever. Like, I honestly, I don't understand why they have to make things worse than the previous. Look at this. So, this is literally going to irritate me. Oh my god, and of course it takes us off the freaking ship we're on. Alright, so we've got Podvoisky, right? Podvoisky has 5 guns at 130mm. They reload in 7.5 seconds. But they have a better 180 degree turn time. Whereas Gnevny has 4 guns, a worse 180 degree turn time, but they reload a little bit faster. The reload is nice, but it's stupid. Why they have to make everything about this entire line so freaking miserable? HE shell 1330 with a 14% chance to set fires with this current build, 2,500 damage on the AP shells. 6 533mm torpedoes, 76 second reload time, maximum damage of 15,100, 1.5 kilometer detectability, 4 kilometer range, once again, absolutely abysmal. Torpedo speed, 75 knots, like that matters. If you're launching torps from inside of 4 kilometers, it doesn't matter if they're doing 75 knots, game. Maximum speed, 38 knots, 610 meter turning circle, and a 4.3 second rudder shift. Concealment, 5.6 kilometers by sea, 3.3 by air, 2 guaranteed, and 2.6 smoke firing penalty. So yeah, the smoke firing penalty is actually worse on this too, because I'm fairly confident on the Podvoisky the smoke firing penalty is, yeah, 2.5. So, you have 130mm guns, right? 130mm guns, so you get 1 less gun, they reload a little faster, and you are less, you are less concealed for some reason. Why don't you just switch the two? Put the Gnevny at tier 4 and put the freaking Podvoisky at tier 5. Because clearly, the Podvoisky's better. I hate this ship. I'm not gonna lie. This ship has been a gigantic pain in my neck. On paper, this was supposed to be better than the Podvoisky, but I'd take the Podvoisky in a tier 5 match versus this thing. It's annoying as crap, man. There's literally nothing good about it. Armor, as always, you don't have any. You got 15mm pretty much, or I guess 16mm pretty much everywhere. Sure shot, fast, short range, and Gnevny was the first in a series of destroyers built in the USSR, Project 7. She had good performance characteristics and a very high speed. She outmatched the majority of foreign destroyers in terms of artillery firepower. Entered service in 1938, and there were 35 of them in the series. So this was one of the few ships of the Russians that were actually built. But having a 4-gun armament is not outmatching the foreign destroyers. All it means by outmatching them in firepower just means you have a slightly bigger gun. It's not that you have more of them, because I'd take the Tier 4 over this pretty much any day of the week. So, with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Trident, and we're in the Gnevny. And, as you guys may have already figured out, I do not like these ships. I don't. There's absolutely zero fun to be had in these freaking garbage Russian destroyers. Seriously. I don't know why anybody would go down this line. The Tashkent cannot be good enough to warrant going down this line. I refuse to believe it. There is no way. And believe me, there's a lot of people that love the Tashkent. I get it. But there's no way that it can warrant the absolutely ridiculously stupid grind that is this line. Wargaming, if you're watching, suck. Seriously, suck it. Making me have to go down this line because I do my Meet This series is bullcrap. There's a reason why I didn't play this line, and this is one of them. I hate them. There's no fun here. Everything that you do gets you killed. You cannot be effective without getting shot. You just can't. This is the one downside of a freaking gunboat destroyer. But generally speaking, in a gunboat destroyer, you got enough health, you can kind of take some hits. You can't take any hits in these things. These things literally just get melted. That's all they do. Like, by everything. Destroyers, cruisers. The only thing, your only saving grace, is that you get people who are stupid enough to either sail within 2 kilometers of you while you're on the backside of an island and you just pop out and torp them real quick, or they all go broadside to you and allow you to citadel the ever-living crap out of them when cruisers. That is your only saving grace. Other than that, the best that you're going to be averaging in this thing is like 30 to 40,000 damage. That's it. And I ended up running extra fire chance solely for finally to get a game in this piece of junk that I could actually show you guys. Because I'm not posting videos where I'm doing 30 or 40,000 damage. It's useless. It's bad enough nobody wants to watch these videos to begin with, let alone me post a video of 30,000 damage and be like, here's the ship, guys. Isn't it great? No, it's terrible. I hate him. He says as he keeps citadeling the Omaha. But this is what I'm talking about. You have to hope to God that these people are dumb enough to go broadside to you. That's all you've got. That's your only hope in this life in order to actually make these things any use whatsoever. Sure, you can kite around and try to shoot things, but the maximum range on this thing right now is 12 kilometers, so you're gonna have to try to hit them. And guess what? The guns aren't even that accurate at 12 kilometers. Hell, I'm at 5.3 right now, and watch the dispersion on these shells as they go towards this freaking Mayhan. Luckily for us, the Mayhan managed to get most of his health taken by the battleships. We've already lost a cruiser. We've gotten their destroyer and one of their cruisers. But this game, I'm just going to let you guys know now, this game is over. Like, there is no hope for my team. My team is the most useless team I've had in quite a while. And that's saying something, because I have had a lot of useless teams. But this team is actually just borderline, I don't know what to tell them. Like, honestly, they don't do any damage and they all die. It's fantastic. I don't know how they pull it off. Honestly. The only way that these guys could conceivably pull off how hard that they all get killed without doing anything is to actually be DC'd. Now, we've got an Omaha out here, once again, not learned his lesson, sailing around broadside to us. We've got ourselves in position, so we're going to go ahead and swap over to that armor piercing and see if we can't steal a few more citadels off of them. And lo and behold, the answer is yes, we can. In fact, we get 2 in that salvo, taking us up to 15,000 damage. But they're running away from us. So now I switch back over to the high explosive and I start trying to burn down the California. Now, your only saving grace in this thing when you're trying to burn things down is to pray to the gods of something or another, because RNGesus doesn't even love this ship. Like, sometimes you would think, like, and I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. I know why the Russian ships are so freaking bad as far as their battleships and their destroyers. The cruisers are on their own, they're pretty good. But the destroyers and the battleships, the reason I think that they're so bad is because wargaming is tired of everybody going, ooh, it's Russian bias. It's Russian bias. Look, everybody, it's Russian bias. So they make these things absolutely garbage and hope that nobody actually plays them. And then they keep their OP Russian cruisers out there. And you guys know what I'm talking about. And I've already talked about it multiple times. It's stupid that a cruiser can sit at 19 kilometers and set people on fire. Like, that is absolutely stupid. And I know it's not just the Russians that are capable of doing it. They've made it so that everybody can because they gave Kuznetsov the increase your maximum battery range of cruiser. And there goes one battleship sailing broadside on to a California. Who'd have thunk it was a bad idea, right? He says as he's sailing broadside to a Bajani. Now, honestly, in this thing, I get a little overconfident in my ability to dodge because it is very easy to dodge incoming rounds. However, Russian cruisers are one of the few things that you really, really have to watch for because they hit hard and they are very, very fast rounds coming in at a very flat trajectory, meaning they get to you very, very quickly and it's very easy for them to hit you. So, those are the one ships that you really, really have to watch for. Most of the other ships that you can pretty much dance around at your maximum range and shoot pretty much the entire game. But it was pretty much at this point where I'm like, okay, this game's pretty much over. Like, our team is just throwing everywhere. We still have a destroyer, but I don't know what he's doing. Honestly, I don't know. My battleships, I don't know what they're doing either. So it's just me. And so that's all I'm going to try to go for in this one. It was just try to get as much damage as I can before this one's over, I guess, because that's what it's looking like it's going to be. And we do take some hits here because I wasn't paying attention to the guys on the other side. They clearly know who the threat is. It ain't anybody else on the team. It's just me. And our destroyer is about to charge straight at a, I believe it's Texas over there, and somehow managed to screw it up. First of all, he's putting himself in a chase position. Second of all, there is a cruiser in their base right now, I believe. And so we've got the Omaha here again. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to, well, we're using HE here because he's turning away from us. We're not going to get those flat broadside penetrations that we were going to get otherwise. We're going to try to set the man on fire. We're going to get rid of him, hopefully. If we can get rid of the cruisers, I like my odds against the battleships because, let's be real, battleships generally can't aim. Generally. Whether it's RNG or just the fact that most battleship players flat out cannot aim. I don't understand it. Like, if you guys noticed it, like, cruiser players are generally your best players. I'm gonna just be real. You've got two types of other people, right? You've got the people that play cruisers really well and are absolute legends in the game. Then you've got people that play battleships and destroyers, and the majority, I'm not saying all, I know there's quite a few good players that play battleships and destroyers, but generally, destroyers and battleships are the worst. Why? Because they are the easiest classes to play. So, the destroyers tend to be the absolute most comical to watch, to be honest, because I've seen, and don't get me wrong, I do it sometimes, but I do it because I'm aggressive. Oh, the Bajani. See, this is why I was wondering how I missed that Bajani so hard. He actually ran into somebody back there that died. That's why that shot really threw me off the game. I'm like, how did I miss him by that much? Then I look back and I see him run into something. But this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, you cannot get into a slug it out with a Russian cruiser and a destroyer. It doesn't end well. So yeah, I'm gonna stop shooting at him. I'm gonna go into full evasive mode and just try to get the heck away from him. So it was at this point, it's 3 versus 5, 2 versus 5, and we have to try to pull this out somehow. I can't go into their base because they have a Russian cruiser defending it. So that plays out of the book. And I have a full health Ishmael who's sitting behind this island this entire time. Yeah. Useful. And so, as you can see, I'm in chat right now going, I guess nobody's gonna shoot anything, huh? That's good. Glad that this exists. And we have 35,000 damage with our guns. Alright? It's not like we haven't been shooting things. But it's just, some games are hopeless. This is one of them. So you do everything you can in order to get it. Now, I noticed on the map that the Texas was most likely going to be coming around this right side. He was last spotted on the enemy side over there. But I kind of figure he would be by himself, and that makes him a prime target for me. Because it means only one person's going to be shooting at me, and it's him. And so, he is my target. And I'm going to burn him down. Just straight up. Now, this Ishmael, bless his heart, I can't really say anything about him. Nobody on this team did anything. So, Texas takes a shot at us and gets an absolutely beautiful salvo and actually punches me pretty hard. But, at the end of the day, he did just damage con a single fire. That's going to be his undoing, because I'm just going to sit here and keep peppering him until he gets set on fire all over the place. But you can see these shells are not the most accurate in the world. They tend to float all over the place rather than hit where you're actually aiming. And you can see he's trying to turn back towards the Ishmael. And there we get our first fire on the bow. Now we're trying to aim a little bit higher so that we hit that second area on the ship, the superstructure. We do get the second fire. And now I'm trying to aim even higher to potentially get those shots to land further on the back of the ship. And this Ishmael goes full broadside on in front of this Texas and ends up paying the price. Next time I look over at the Ishmael, he's going to have no health, and then he ends up dead like shortly thereafter. It's like, you can't make it up. And here I get into, I'm so like focused on what's going on with the battleship broadside to him right now, and he's just straight up potatoes. He just straight up potatoes. And you can see he's also broadside. He's actually bow tanking this guy now, but he's broadside to the other battleship. And so, we know that this Texas is likely dead due to the fire, and watch as his dying breath, he gets one last salvo off and manages to kill our Ishmael. Go figure. So now we've got another thing, right? So we've got 2 battleships and 2 cruisers against us. It is a 4v1, and I have no chance of pulling this off. The thought process was, all right, let's go for the one battleship that's on the other side of the map, and maybe we can burn him down, or at least get some more damage off him. But I'll be real honest with you guys. I'm not enjoying this line whatsoever. You guys know that. I can't even make this entertaining. Like, I want to make this entertaining. I don't want you guys being bored with my freaking content, but these freaking destroyers are terrible. Like, they're no fun, and I'm not having fun. But anyway. We're going to push all the way back across, try to light up this California as he's pushing in, because, you know, California, American battleship, most likely running the dispersion build, so he's going to have flammable cannoneer, which makes him a lot easier to hit. Now, Bajani has pushed all the way up, and that means that I'm not just going to have one person shooting at me, it's going to be 2 people. I'm going to have the California and the Bajani shooting at me. And I can't even see the shells coming at me from the Bajani, even though they are going to be the most accurate. So we just go ahead and open fire. I figure the worst that's going to happen is I die. It's not that big a deal, but I'm going to get some more damage, hopefully, and get rid of these guys. And he manages to shoot HE and miss the first salvo. But, yeah, it's just not perfect. And that shot hits, like, the torpedo protection and somehow sets a deck fire. I don't know how that works either, but I'll take it. Any extra damage is extra damage, know what I mean? But, California's not liking the weenie roast that I'm putting on, so he's going to go fully broadside, start throwing out that rear turret of justice at me. And I try to avoid it, but I was wrong. I thought that he was going to miss because I'm angled slightly away. However, those shots were actually pretty beautiful. But we go down. Not a whole lot I can do about it. 966 base XP because this team was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.